was interesting because even though I took the classes, you know, we were in class hours at a time a day. I learned the most from being outside of classes and being around my host mom and her family and just interacting in Orleans, the city. And what had happened was, when I first got there, my pronunciation was awesome and my vocabulary and what I could say was a little limited. By the time I left, what I could say was expansive and amazing, and then my pronunciation had taken a hit. But it worked out because by the time I came back, my pronunciation was back to where it needed to be. So I had expanded vocabulary. I could talk at length, extemporaneously, having a normal conversation with a human being like you and I are now, but then I could sound good, as it were. Okay. I learned, well, I got lost in Orleans at 12 o'clock at night with no bus ride and no way to get home and no car, no phone. So I learned I can do that. You can drop me in a city and I can find my way back. So you learn a little bit more about yourself, definitely. You learn that you can be away from your family, away from your friends, and you can make it. Not only can you just survive, but you can thrive. My friend Christina, my friend Jennifer, and I were 4th of July. Yeah, it was 4th of July, and 4th of July here is Independence Day. Over there happened to be the France-Germany game, and they, les bleus, they had their face paint on. It was like, woo, France! And we sat at a cafe, or it was a pub, and we were sipping our drinks, and they were right next to us was this bar where you could hear them just shouting, "Rah! Pas Allemagne!" and sitting and realizing, man, it's 4th of July. I'm watching the World Cup. I'm sitting in France watching the France-Germany game, watching the World Cup. That it's there. I will never forget that. That was amazing. Something happens when you learn a different language. You don't just learn a language, you learn the culture. So as a result, you know, there's a couple students here who were from Orleans. And when I found that out, I was like, you know, you're in Lafayette, I was in Lafayette, you know, it's sharing experiences. I'm friends with them now here because of the experience in Orleans over there, you know, and so you make new friends out of it. Well, any opportunity that you have to experience a different culture is always worth it. I don't care if you don't think it fits on your resume for anything. It does somewhere, in some way, whether that just means you have life experience. And as to sort of being on the brink, the only thing I can tell you is sort of how I live my life, which is that I never regret things that I did, only things that I didn't. And so if I did that, then that was worth it in every way.